TVNZer Scottie Morrison has been retracing his ancestors' footsteps, and it's a journey that took him all the way to Peru.
This is Scottie Morrison, and he would rather push the Pākehā lies than tell you the truth. The Goldie painting that depicts Māori sailing the South Pacific in a twin-hulled canoe is a proven fraudulent lie. Goldie copied this painting to create an illusion of indigenous, but there were muskets and steel in New Zealand before there were Māori, patu and tā moko tattoo. Scottie was paid very heavily not to do any journalism about the current Māori genocide in New Zealand. Scottie has become a millionaire, lying to you for foreign investors. Lying to you about a mass sterilisation and early death genocide using a slow-release domestic bioweapon made from graphene oxide nanotechnology. Māori arrived in New Zealand on slave ships, owned by the royal family, the most famous being a slave ship called Jesus. In the exact same way, Irish slaves were brought and sold on Jamaican slave colonies and sent around the world. This includes to America, Australia and New Zealand. Māori and Irish were treated exactly like African slaves we see in Hollywood movies. Did you know Tongan people were stolen from Tongaland in South Africa and brought to Tonga to play indigenous for their owners? Māori were also slaves stolen from Mauritania and Peru and sent around the world on slave ships, not twin-hulled canoe. Ships owned by the royal family exactly like the one called Jesus. Peru and Mauritanian people were shipped around the world to play the part of indigenous for their owners. New York, Los Angeles and Te Kuiti were all created by the same families at the same time from drained swamps. Only 250 years ago and less. Peru and Mauritanian people became the Native American, Mexican, Hawaiian, Cook Island, Moriori and Māori people we know today. Scottie Morrison and no Māori are indigenous to the South Pacific. The tattoo and culture we think of when we look at Māori was given by their oppressors and not their ancestors. Exactly like Scottish, whose entire culture, right down to the word Scottish, is Greek. The a, e, I, o, u that Irish, te reo Māori and Zulu use was given by this Greek German king and not our ancestors. The tattoo and designs we think are indigenous were created at Oxford University. Oxford University is older than the Aztec Empire. Rory Ngan, who died from the poison, Scottie Morrison refused to do journalism about, is New Zealand Irish. Rory is traditionally said Rua Iri. It means redhead king. Rua Iri sounds like te reo Māori because te reo Māori is Greek. By draining swamps in Los Angeles, New York and New Zealand and bringing in Mauritanian and Irish slaves, the ruling class has created the illusion that white farmers and brown indigenous are fighting over the same lands. But the reality is there is one family that owns us all and created everything we know and love about ourselves, right down to our gods and the letters in their names. Racism as we know it is very new to mankind. This black Roman emperor saved England from invasion. Obama was able to become president of the United States of America because he is family. All American presidents are family and related to King John, the brother of King Richard. No matter who you vote for in America, a member of their family will be president. Roman emperors, just like Genghis Khan, used to breed into their enemies and slaves. For thousands of years, our oppressors bred us like livestock and bred into us, so we are all related. The ruling class bred into themselves so much, they lost their melatonin. That is why we have light-skinned people. There are not different races as we are taught now because all people have at least one common ancestor. They took Scottie into thinking he is a special class and culture, so Scottie would be too selfish and too retarded to care about our kids. Our kids of any colour who are all now full of poison that will sterilize them and kill them early until no one has a family tree left. A domestic bioweapon that will end all family trees through sterilization and early death by the year 2100. Scottie Morrison, like most of our relief-funded media, politicians, police, teachers, council members, health experts and entertainment industry, should be shot in the main street of Te Kuiti for treason against our kids. But thanks to the Rockefeller school system we all grew up in that wanted workers and not thinkers, we are all too retarded to give a shit. The same Rockefeller foreign investors that paid for women to have the vote in New Zealand first, leading to this world where a female Prime Minister and a Māori Queen could sign a fictitious piece of paper that gave all of our land, air and water rights away for a slow-release domestic bioweapon made from graphene oxide nanotechnology. We are all slaves being poisoned out of existence. It's not racist, it is their family against their slaves, as it has always been. And thanks to moronic dipshits like Scottie Morrison, we have already lost. When will you fight back?